Hello everyone. In this lesson, we continue your social media login process from where we left off. We have stated that it will go to the Facebook login methods, but we haven't done any deployments on this yet. Now, let's do this development with you. So, I go to the controller where signup is located, right click, go to controller. I close this method with Ctrl M and O key combination. I'm stopping our project and here I'm creating a regime with Ctrl key. Our method is called social media operations. Let me remove these two. I will come here and create an action. I am starting to write action. I say public. I action result Facebook login and complete our process by typing the parentheses of our methods. We will use this to understand where the request was made to our method with a string return your parameter information. When we click on the Facebook button, we will not actually do the action ourselves. We'll leave that process to Facebook. In order for us to leave it to Facebook, I have to send the user and get back it again. In order to able to send it, I need to take action on the direct with a redirect URL information. Let's create a string type redirect variable. I will create an action. I'll create this action by typing url.action. We will give two parameter information to the action method. These are action and controller information. What shall we call it? Friends, shall we call it Facebook response? And because we will get a response value, let's customize it a little more. If we want to use another expression like this Facebook response, then we change it like multiple expression in the same method. Multiple response is like multiple social media response. I am counting this now. Which controller will it be in? Well, it be in the home controller, of course. I also add a parameter with attributes. The parameter I will send, it will return URL information. Let me give it like this. I need to set this process. We will perform the verification process together with the authentication process. I will use the sign-in manager expression to do this validation. Sign-in manager is a great advantage and convenience that Microsoft Identity has provided for us. I have already made the definitions above. We will use the configure external authentication properties method in sign-in manager. This method takes two parameters. The provider name to be processed is one of your parameters. I am writing Facebook as the platform name and I am writing redirect as the parameter. We assign to or value to the properties variable. Challenge result is used in return values in social media applications. I am letting you know which one to come back from. I am entering the parameter information of the challenge result method. My first parameter is Facebook, the other is properties. Let me summarize a little. Since there are not always methods that we come across, I will explain a little more. Here, redirect to Facebook's login page. Let's continue with an example. For example, let's go to the website msssql.com. When we click on the login button, I want to log into the site with a social media account. There is an option to log in with a social media account. We can log into the or log on Apple or Facebook accounts. Imagine that when we click on the Facebook button here, it will drop into Facebook login method. I clicked on Facebook. The second, we will use run our Facebook login method that we wrote on the backside and direct us to page to login. It will direct us to page within the return value by taking the necessary parameters. We are creating our Facebook response methods. We create our methods by writing public iActionResult Facebook response. We are sending a string URL as a parameter. We write our statement and check our transaction. We check if the user is logged in. That's why there is a feature that Microsoft Identity has provided us. We take advantage for it. I'm typing var login info equals here. I call the get external login info async methods via sign-in manager, which will show whether the user is logged in or not. Since this method is asynchronous, we must add the await keyword here. So the definition of my method should also be asynchronous. So I need to add the keyword async and task here. I need to check the value. I am writing the login info dots. I have values like login provider principal. If the results of login info returns null to me, my login failed. Its return is direct to action. I redirect page to the sign up page. I am checking why it's given error. I continue after the correct casting. After performing our operations, we will ensure that the user is logged into our system. I keep writing code with as I am wrapped or curly brackets. I am typing var results equals. I pre-added the await keyword because I knew I was going to write an asynchronous method. Since I am logged in with an external application information, I will log into external information. As a parameter, I specify which applications provider we will use. Our login provider is Facebook application. I am going to log in with the Facebook app. Here the parameters request from as a provider and that key information. I'm writing login info point login provider here, then I write the provider key. I also write the login point provider key. If there is a value specified at startup, we write through here so that it's not valid, so this session will be valid. Here we are checking whether there is a login authorization for Facebook in database. So let's look after the control. We will add the database manually. I am writing the result point success here, so I am checking it first to see if the operation is successful or not. If he has logged in before, we can forward it. we perform is routing process as follows. We write return URL by giving the page we want its enter. If the user has not logged in via Facebook yet, if he is logging in, we start integrity with via our app user class, which we have created before by getting his information. Let's say user and create an object. I enter the email information into this object we create. I will explain how to enter this email information. First, I check the value that's come to us with F. After I say login info dots, I will get it using Microsoft Identity Features row in principle, which has claim. I am writing the email from the C point type claim types. If there is an email, let's do this. That email equals login info that principle that I'm writing claim types point email into first find first value method. I am copying this code. There will be a similar code. Let's get its username in the list of codes. There is also different information here. You see too, after getting all information, I perform the create process.